You're listening to the Valley Labor Report with David Story and Jacob Morrison.
HB 129. And so there's a system in which your driver's license can be suspended for non-driving related offenses. And, in the same manner that civil asset forfeiture can wreak financial havoc on a person's life for no crime in approximately a quarter of the cases, according to those numbers that you gave me, having your driver's license suspended can just destroy you. You can't, most places we don't have good public transit in Alabama because we're so rural. And and folks have to have a car. Folks have to drive to work. If you can't drive to work, you're really SOL. What is the mechanism by which people's driver's licenses can be revoked for non-driving related offenses? I wasn't cognizant of the fact that could happen.
You want me to start on this one, Monica?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Alabama's not the only state that does this, but Alabama is swiftly getting left behind as one of the few states still doing this because other states are making this change. You can have your driver's license suspended for non-driving related offenses, particularly failure to appear and failure to pay convictions. A failure to appear is like when you get one of the more like high-level speeding tickets and you have to show up in court in Washington County because you're on your way back from the beach and you were going too fast. And I'm sure no one has ever forgotten that random court date from that rural county and accidentally not shown up. You can get your driver's license suspended for that. But for people living in poverty, what that also looks like is not showing up to court because you don't have the money to pay your outstanding fines and fees. And so when you don't have the money to pay your outstanding fines and fees, and if you show up, either you will face a situation where you don't have the money to pay, or there might also be an outstanding warrant for your arrest because of those various fines and fees. You end up with what's called an FTA, a failure to appear. A failure to pay is an FTP. They're sort of two sides of the same coin. Both of those things are reasons that you can have your driver's license suspended. They have absolutely nothing to do with driving. And furthermore, how on earth are you supposed to pay for your outstanding court fines and fees if you can't drive to work? What are you supposed to do to get to your job to pay for your court debt if you can't drive to work? It is just yet another way that we keep people in a system where there just seems to be no exit ramp. And so, that is the human element of it. There are also some old drug laws that allowed people's driver's licenses to be suspended for certain drug offenses. You can request an opt-out from the federal government for that. That's from the war on drugs era. It's a war on drugs era law. But further, this is an economic issue. HVAC technicians need a driver's license. We want HVAC technicians, electricians need a driver's license. Governor Ivey wants, 2.5 million people employed in the next 5 years or whatever. We're building a bajillion new plants in North Alabama. There's some new car company coming to North Alabama every time I open the newspaper. Those folks are going to need driver's licenses. And if we continue to suspend driver's licenses for unpaid fines and fees and things completely unrelated to driving, those folks aren't going to be able to get jobs. So it just doesn't make any sense. And this bill would end the practice of suspending driver's licenses for non-driving related offenses, essentially.
Who put it forward and how's it looking right now?
Representative Chris Pringle put it forward. This effort is really being led by our friends at Alabama Appleseed. And I just sent Jacob a link to a great short brief that they put together on it that really talks about the human element and the impact that not having your driver's license has on folks, because they've done some great deep reporting on this. But Representative Chris Pringle, he's from the Mobile area. He's a construction guy. He knows the importance of driver's licenses. It was scheduled for a public hearing on the Wednesday that we had such bad weather here in Montgomery. And so that committee hearing got rescheduled. So we're hopeful that it'll be in front of the committee when we get back from spring break.
Okay. Has there been a lot of opposition to it?
So I think there's just some misunderstanding about the impact here, and about what loss in revenue there might be, and about the impact on those various entities that think that they might lose revenue. So we've been doing some work to make sure that everyone feels comfortable with the provisions in the bill. And we've come a long way since last session. So we're getting there.
Fantastic. Love to hear that. Love to hear that we're getting there. It's always nice to hear progress.